Over the last 4 decades, women have experienced unprecedented growth in independence and opportunities. We are freer to choose what kinds of relationships to have, whether and when to have children, what careers to pursue, and what lifestyles to lead, choices previous generations never dreamed possible. Advances in medical science have made us healthier than ever before, and living longer. We have many reasons to be happy and confident, yet, when there is any pause in our daily activities, many of us are flooded with worries, thoughts, and emotions that swirl out of control, sucking our emotions and energy down. We are suffering from an epidemic of overthinking, getting caught in torrents of negative thoughts and emotions that overwhelm us and interfere with our functioning and well-being. Our concerns are about fundamental issues. Who am I? What am I doing with my life? What do others think of me? Why am I not happy and content? Answers do not come easily or quickly to such questions, and so we search and ponder and worry even more. 10 deep lessons from the book, Women Who Think Too Much. Number 1. Trying to overcome overthinking is like trying to escape from quicksand. The first step to freedom is to break the grip of your thoughts so that they don't continue to pull you down further and eventually smother you. The second step is to climb up out of the muck onto higher ground where you can see things more clearly and make good choices about what directions you should go in the future. The third step is to avoid falling into the trap of overthinking once again. At the core of Women Who Think Too Much is a set of practical strategies for accomplishing each of these steps: breaking the grip, moving to higher ground, and avoiding future traps. Number 2. When you overthink, you go over and over your negative thoughts and feelings, examining them, questioning them, kneading them like dough. You may begin with thinking about a recent conflict with a friend. How could she have said that to me? You think, what does she really mean by that? How should I react? Sometimes we can answer these questions quickly. She was in a lousy mood. She's like that to everyone. I'm just going to blow it off, or I'm going to tell her how mad I am, and then move on. But when we are caught in overthinking, these questions just lead to more questions, what I call the yeast effect. Is it okay for me to be mad? What if I can't confront her? What does she think of me? Just as yeasty bread dough will double in size after it's been kneaded, our negative thoughts expand, grow, and begin to take up all the space around them in our minds. At first, the thoughts may be about a specific event, but then they spread to other events or situations in your life and to big questions you have about yourself. And they get more and more negative with time. If I can't handle conflicts like this, why do I think I could do well as a manager at my company? I let myself get walked on all the time. I'm sick of it, but I'm too weak to do anything about it. That one time I did blow my stack at work, I made a fool of myself. My parents never taught me how to handle my anger. They couldn't handle their anger either. Number 3. People often confuse overthinking with simple worry. Worry involves the what-ifs of life, anticipations of what might happen. What if I don't say the right thing? What if I can't make it through school? What if this date goes badly? Worriers spend tremendous energy anticipating everything that could possibly go wrong, thinking about what they should do, but worrying that they can't do what they should. Overthinkers are terrific worriers, but they do much more than worry. Much of overthinking is focused not on things that might happen in the future, but on things that have happened in the past. Events that have happened, things you have done, situations you wish had gone differently. Worriers wonder if something bad is going to happen, but when you overthink, you become dead certain that something bad has already happened. After a while, you are absolutely confident that you are stuck in a mediocre job, that your marriage is failing, that your friends don't really like you, or that you are not the person you should be. Number 4. There is a startling difference in women's and men's mental health. Women are twice as likely as men to develop depression, both mild and severe. This 2-to-1 difference has been found in a wide range of studies in the United States and Europe, and in most cultures of the world. As soon as people hear this fact, they begin generating explanations for it, as you may have. Some people say it's women's hormones that cause so much depression. Others say it's women's lack of power in society. Still, others say it's something about women's personalities. I've been studying the causes of women's depressions for over 20 years now, and there's one thing I am sure of: there is no one single reason women are more prone to depression than men. Indeed, there are too many reasons. Many different biological, social, and psychological factors come together to make women twice as likely to be depressed as men. Number 5. It is important to note that overthinking is equally toxic for women and men. In all our studies, overthinking is as likely to lead to depression, negative thinking, and poor problem solving in men as in women. Women, however, are more likely than men to fall into the trap of overthinking and thus to experience its dangerous consequences. Number 6. The more often we fall into overthinking, the easier it becomes to overthink. When you are overthinking on top of a bad mood, you are exercising your networks of negative thoughts and memories, strengthening the connections between them. You ask why you are feeling so bad, and your brain dishes out a cascade of good reasons. It's that argument you had with your spouse last week. It's your dissatisfaction with your job. It's your concerns about your weight. It's your lousy relationship with your mother. You ask what's going to happen to you in the future, and your overthinking brain gives you little to hope for. You think of some way you could solve some of your problems, and your brain raises all kinds of but counter-arguments based on things that have gone wrong in the past. As you exercise your negative mood networks through overthinking, the intricate connections among all these pessimistic thoughts and memories become stronger. Even more thoughts connected to feelings of sadness, shame, anxiety, and anger come to the forefront. You can become so flooded that you feel confused and bewildered, overwhelmed by this sea of problems that seems so big and real. Your mood sinks deeper and deeper. In the meantime, the interconnections between your nodes of negativity get stronger. Then, the next time you get into a negative mood for some reason, these negative brain nodes and the connections between them are even more easily activated than the last time, making you more consciously aware of and drawn to them. Number 7. Breaking free from overthinking can be tough. It involves bootstrapping yourself out of self-defeating thoughts, even though they have a firm grip on you. But breaking free is absolutely critical if these morbid meditations are not going to pull you deeper and deeper into emotional quicksand, eventually smothering your spirit. One of the simplest but most important strategies for freeing yourself from overthinking is to give your brain a rest by engaging in pleasant distractions. In my research, I have found that giving people positive distractions from their overthinking for just 8 minutes is remarkably effective in lifting their moods and breaking their cycle of repetitive thought. Hobbies, such as glass blowing, gardening, model construction, or painting can be great distractions. Losing yourself in the activity is the key. Try something fresh that requires you to build new skills. Both hobbies and exercise can give you a sense of accomplishment and identity that shores you up and prevents you from falling back into overthinking. Number 8. If you can interrupt your overthinking for a few moments, your mind will have enough time to consider more complicated phrases or concepts that can help you get even more distance from your concerns. If you are going over and over some conflict with another person in rant and rave overthinking, you might say to yourself, "I'm not going to let them win by taking over my thoughts." Back this up with thoughts about how, if you continue to overthink, those other people will have won the battle by making you miserable. Getting some distance from angry overthinking doesn't mean you've conceded your position or given in to others' demands. It simply means you aren't going to let them take over your thoughts and wreck your mood. After you've gotten some distance from the conflict, you can reconsider it with much more brain power available to find good resolutions to the conflict. Number 9. One of the most popular ways of breaking free from overthinking for the people in our studies has been to talk with a trusted family member or friend. 90% of the people we interviewed said they talk out their overthinking with others at least sometime, and 57% said they often or always talk with others to break their overthinking cycles. Talking with another person can help to overcome negative ruminations if that person makes you feel accepted and understood, and also helps you sort out your thoughts and move to higher ground. into problem solving. For example, a friend might ask you to explain more about the situation that triggered your bad mood. She might agree with you that you were the victim in this situation. Then she might help you think of good responses to the situation and help you gain the confidence to carry through with whatever seems best. Talking with others about your overthinking can backfire, though. Friends can just fan the flames of your concerns by sitting and emoting with you, but not helping you gain perspective on your problems. The key is to learn to recognize when you are overthinking with friends and to directly ask them to help you pull out of your circular thoughts and move to where you can more effectively evaluate your concerns and possible solutions. Number 10. Understanding why you behave the way you do can help you to avoid behaving in the same way in the future. But understanding yourself doesn't always bring relief from your guilty overthinking, just as understanding why other people mistreated you doesn't always bring relief from overthinking grounded in anger. You may understand why you yelled at your child, but still feel guilty for allowing yourself to do so. You may understand that you need to work, but still feel guilty every time your child or parent demands more of your time. Here's where forgiveness comes in. If we can forgive ourselves, we can move on to action rather than remaining mired in overthinking. When we forgive, we let go of our desire for revenge and retribution and focus on recovery and repair. We then arrive on higher ground where we have the mind space to think of ways to prevent our work stress from spilling over at home. We have the energy and creativity to balance time at work and time with children and parents, and we are less likely to allow our guilty feelings to be transformed into anger against those who are making us feel guilty. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, you probably will not see us again. If you have, congratulations, you are growing every day.